go. We get on there. All right. Took 2 tries, but we did make it. We did make it. Warrior Junior here. Your exalted leader. Your exalted organizational shit. What's it called? Organizational leadership. Exalted ruler. If you remember from the last couple episodes, I talked about the difference of being a ruler and being a leader. I joke about my own thing because, of course, I would know. I told you I'd never be like that. I have respect for people, but in a way, I hate that word tough love. You ever hear about that? Tough love kind of thing? I think it's kind of like, I don't know if it was a Hispanic coined term or something, but I hear like some of these guys, they say, oh, it's tough love to their kids. It might be. I don't know. It's urban legend, right? But it implies like being really kind of forceful, not just stern, but like forceful to their kids, whatever. Tough love. I don't, it has what happens if you listen to like Dan Pena, you see the result of it. And unfortunately, he's like an older guy and he says some pretty, you know, he's very direct and can be very hard and use some very, very hard terms, calling people pussies, cunts. You know, you can drive your point home really hard without using derogatory terms. And if you're in a business, it's like you shouldn't care if the employees like you, but your idea is to have everybody on the same page. That's how you create a winning team. Team together, everyone achieves more. And the problem is that you really don't, this type of militaristic mindset, boot campish type, driving it home, yelling and stuff like that. Disrespect. It's just kind of like, man. I think it's better. You know how like when athletes, baseball players make it to the major leagues, they make the big bucks, right? But when they're in the farm system, they don't make that much. They have to work their way up if they can. I think the job sector should have something like that. Where they'll hire, it's easy to get in kind of thing. But what it is, it's like you're kind of like a candidate, like they call it sousing. If you ever heard that term before, if you work in the restaurant business, I never have, but literally some people work for free to prove themselves. And I know they have internships, but that doesn't guarantee you jobs. I just think of this interesting way about how you're on the books, you're hired, and like if you are exceptional and they can tell if you got a talent or something, then you're pushed up and you're pushed up fairly quickly. It's not like you prove yourself over a long time, slog through years of, trying to earn, no. Looking for exceptional talent is my point, and it's when you got something, it shines and it shines very quickly, separates you from everybody else. But of course, most society doesn't work that way. Me and my warped mind of thinking. You guys all know what this is: chai spice with a little bit of the secret ingredients with the salt palmetto I put in there because there's this chick that I know and she's a late nighter like me. She's one of my bullpen. She just texts me right now and we'll see. She's just real flaky. She's one of those that You know, I said, what time? I said, every time I say what time, I want to come over. And then I'm like waiting outside for her place for like over an hour, just standing there. I mean, that's like this fucking, you know, when you get older, you just don't want to be standing around for a long period of time. You know, you're not young anymore. It's stupid. It's not worth it. It's not a big deal. But getting action to me is a big deal. That's why I started this channel. So let's get into this is important because the topic is important tonight. This is what happened tonight. The impeding of progress. Okay, let's get in. The impeding of your progress. Now, I want you to remember I talked about Dr. Wayne Dyer. God rest his soul. He's a good guy, very humble guy, right? And he talked about when somebody would give him a compliment, or somebody would try to agitate him, which is kind of rare, but you know, and whatever it was, whether it was a compliment or it was a derogatory, whatever, it just didn't. It was not here. It was not. Oh, thank you. Somebody says something nice, and then somebody gives you put down. No, 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 no. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. Like it's a middle. It's like, but most people don't think that way. When someone gives you a compliment, it's always, oh, thank you. And then someone tries to like bust your balls or try to put you down. What'd you fucking say? You know. So you see, his ideology, his thinking process was very interesting. It was like a compliment. He goes, "That's nice, okay, whatever." And then somebody says a put down. He goes, "That's an interesting way of thinking." You know, like it didn't. You know, nothing phased him. The plus or the minus, nothing phased him. Very interesting. And that's what happened to me tonight in the gym. And I'm going to tie this in to what the impeding of my progress, how it relates. Okay, so you know, I go and I'm very intense. You know, I go and I got two heavy bags. You know, I'm doing. You know, it's interesting. I watched this thing with Stallone. You know, he uploaded this thing of him doing this lift right in front of him with two 45-pound plates, right? So he basically takes the plates off the ground. You know, it's 45 each, 90 pounds, right in front of him, and he stands up. And it's like really fucking, you could see he's struggling. It's like, oh my God. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, I don't, you know, I find this a little, you know, because he's doing it, but it's like, there's something not right there. Like you know, I'm not brand new to the fitness industry and exercises. I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, what's, you know, he's really struggling with this. He's doing it, taking it a little over the top, dramatic with the lift here. So I got on YouTube and I looked up. There was this guy who says he was going to analyze it, and now this guy's an IFBB pro. If you don't know what that is, it's the highest the International Federation of Bodybuilders. Let me tell you something. They don't hand out that pro card for nothing. It's an immense. You have to win like a pro show, in top MPC or something. It's a huge deal. So these guys are the best built and amongst the strongest in the world. They're not power lifters per se, but still some there are that are extremely strong. Well, anyway, this guy doing the watching this video, critiquing it, he holds some world records. Okay, he's a relatively young guy, and he says, "I'm going to try this," right? And he couldn't. He couldn't even do it. He said, "This is no. There's a huge difference between holding it out to the side, the plates, and holding them out right in front of you and getting up. It's just not designed." So, and he couldn't even. This guy that was, you should see the size of this IBB Pro guy. He maybe could get barely the 25-pound ones up. Barely. This guy's strong as fuck. There's no fucking way Stallone could lift those 45s. There's no way. No. They're fake weights. They're fake weights, actually. I've seen them. And you could tell by his dramatic kind of way of lifting it, he was putting on an act and stuff. So he basically fooled. He was having fun for a minute, trying to fool people of the lift. But I got off a little topic. I got off the topic a little bit with that, but I'll share that story. Ironically, today I was doing the same lift with 10 pounds in each arm. I started with fives, you know, where you could actually grip, get your hand in the weights, you know, it's 5 pounds. And then I used tens. It was really struggling. And then when I couldn't get 15, I tried to hold a 10 and lift them up. I couldn't do it. So then I just got a 2.5 pound weight. So 12.5. It was very hard. It was very hard. But, you know, just to tell you, I'm not that strong. but I could just imagine, no, no, no. You know, maybe King Kong could do it. I'd love to see anybody legitimately be able to lift the 45-pound plates, the two of them. One, you know, I've never seen it before because I don't think it can be done. It's just you're recruiting certain types of muscles that, you know, that are not, you know, it's just the ridiculous feat of strength. There might be somebody that can do it. But let's get back on topic. The impeding of progress. So I'm doing these different types of exercise. I'm doing all this kind of stuff, and then I'm using the heavy bags. There's two of them. There's the guy that comes in there. I've been seeing him a lot lately, and you know I don't. Again, I don't pay attention to really anybody in there. There's a dude that like late at night we talk a little bit as I'm, you know, he does his like ab work in there because we're on the same page as far as, you know, I relate with him and stuff, but you know, I try not to conversate too much because I'm there to work, um, you know, get and do what needs to be done. And he's the only person that I'll talk to, nobody else. I just that's the way that I am. So there's this other guy. He shows up and he puts on his boxing gloves, and he always, you know, he needs to use one of the heavy bags. It's not a problem. So like when he shows up, I just focus on one. When he's not there, I can get in the middle and I can kick both. You know, I can get a lot more work kind of in there, but it's all right, you know, because I kind of hold one bag and get my weaker leg up, you know, power. When you have something to brace you, you can work on your deficiencies in any exercise. Think about that. So if there's something kind of a weak kind of thing, like in your legs, is not that strong and balanced, you know, you can hold on to something and really work on those weaknesses. It's going to be hard, believe me. It's very hard, but that's how you progress. Anyway, so the guy is like he's punching away, doing his thing, and so me, you know, I have a very good side strike, not a very good front jab. Um, my side chop and my side strike because I know how to utilize my hips. Um, you know, I can really, uh, you know, kill it on that. You know, so the guy goes, you know, I do a couple, and then he goes, you got a really strong strike, you know. So I didn't acknowledge his compliment. I just kept going, and he didn't follow up with anything. I just kept going, and that's basically what the topic of the title of this is: the impeding of progress. There's something about being satisfied that will hold you back and hold you down. Now, I'm not trying to belittle this guy. You know, he's kind of like an average, you know, like a guy, he's not, you don't train like me. Nobody in there trains like me. I mean, here, you want to, I'll show you something. And I'm not going to show you what you think you're going to see. Okay, I got to put this in the washing machine. It's soaked. Okay, you see the separation? It's soaked. That's all sweat from today, from the gym. There's nobody, there's nobody in that gym that even gets to like, you know, 75% of what I do, okay? Or even happened. I mean, it's like I don't, and not just for me kicking and punching. I mean, I'm using the push up bars. I'm doing like I told you I saw those army guys, the strongest guy, doing all these body weight type of calisthenic, you know, you know, balance with their body hitting their core. So I mean, I was sweating profusely. You know, I working my ass off. So the guy with his compliment, I said to myself, if you know, I thought about this. Now, I didn't respond because I damn, why are we missing? I don't know what's wrong with the feed, but I'm just gonna keep trying to go with this. You say thank you. It opens the door for a discussion now. Possibly, potentially. I don't want that. I don't want this guy knowing. I don't want people knowing who I am and everything. They can't do nothing for me. No offense, but it's like you don't. Again, I remember I talked about this a couple episodes ago. People might be trying to use that to get information off of you, anything. So it's better just to maintain your seriousness, maintain your focus. When the guy goes to me, he says, man, you got one hell of a strike there. Just keep working. Just keep fucking working. Okay, and that's what I do. Like I hold myself to such a high level, like I'm trying to become, that if I allow his compliment to seep in, then all of a sudden you're gonna kind of like it's you're not gonna ask that much of yourself anymore. It's psychologically damaging. Okay, it's telling you you're good, you're not good. Okay, you're not good. Do you see me with like a UFC gold belt around, like I'm a world champion or something, or a karate or something? I'm nothing. I'm not good. Okay, that's it. You know what it is? It's he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Okay. Am I in movies? Am I in television? Am I making money from this? No, I'm not good. Okay. Don't fucking give me compliments. Don't give me fucking compliments, man. No, I can't say that to him because now then you respond with hostile anger. They can go downstairs in management and complain, and that's what a lot of these pussies do. You know, I'm sorry to call it that, but that's what they are. You don't know what you're dealing with here. I don't want your compliments. I'm very serious when I do something. I'm very focused. You're trying to like the guy was trying to anyway, I'm sorry. It's just the way that I talk about keeping the shield up, keeping everything up. It's hard. I know. We just have to persevere and persist. We have to. We have to. It's look, man. I walk around, and I told you, like, when there's a lot of people, there's a lot of big people out there. Now, I'm not saying just because you're big, you're gonna fuck with somebody like me, but I'm telling you, like, people like to throw their weight around when you're in their way, when you're trying to do pickup. They try. They try. I told you that machine has to be sharpened every day, constantly. That the circular saw, the blade, the machine has to be maintained and focused every day. If now I'm a human being too. If I take a day off, there's a reason why. Like I couldn't make it. I got to make money. The other things. But if there's reason. I told you I went to the gym one time like 500 times a year in 1 year. You should have saw the progress. What I oh, Jesus, yeah, I look like I was on steroids. Okay. And the guy is, I know, but it's irrelevant. I don't need your compliments. Now, if the guy was a fucking an agent, or the movie producer or something like that, they don't come up and say, well, even if they say something like that, they don't wait for a response. They will come up and say, listen, my name is so and so. I'm making a movie here. They give you your business card. Say I come on out to the studio. I want to know more about this person. Then we're talking something different now. Now we're talking something because the dude is trying to add value to me. Okay, that's different. This is not a normal, this is somebody that's a movie producer or an agent or something. Hey, I'm this agency. They come up, they give you their card, whatever, and you see they're for real. Then we're talking something different now. Trying to add value to me, trying to advance me. Ah, how do you know that guy's? No, he's not. He's not, because the people that have the power like that, they will make themselves known if necessary. They're not there to start a conversation. Okay, Joe Weider went to Austria to recruit Arnold. Okay, He didn't go there to like, in the movies, whatever they talk. Oh, can I ask you? No, 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 no. Believe me, these people in the entertainment business, they're ruthless. Okay, they're business people. If they see something they can make money off of you, they will let you know. Okay. Now I'm not waiting for that, and I'm not expecting that. Okay. And that's not why I go, the gym, whatever. I'm there to forge greatness within my own mind, what I consider greatness. Other people's compliments, they're irrelevant. Okay. If not, they're potentially damaging. I'm sorry. I mean, you want to be, I'm telling you, you want to, you accept those compliments, and all of a sudden you're just in that crowd of 100 guys. You're nothing, but you're not a diamond. Okay. I'm very, very, very hard on myself. Okay. I want to be the absolute best I can be. All right. And it's very hard. I know my own weaknesses, especially, when I'm kicking out, I say, wow, what the fuck? I'm really hard on myself. But I'm patient too. There's a difference. I know it takes time. Balance, precision, power, all these things. You can be hard on yourself without yelling at yourself. Like it's like a delicate balance. It's that fine line. And you're working and you're doing. And if you really are doing the best you can, then you can't ask for anything more. Some people, their genetics are not meant. I'm not meant to be like an acrobat. I can just tell. Like, just my body. It's not very. But I focus. I focus on my precision, my speed. I try to get better with my stretching. I try to help get my foot solid straight through or up. Extension. I work. I do the best I can. I do the best I can. And I just showed you the shirt. Soaking wet. That's the best I can. That's the best I can. Okay. Working my ass off. That's the best I can. If you're working for somebody, like, and you're just a schlep rock for somebody, you might be working the best you can, but you know what you are? You're making somebody else rich. Sorry, I hate to tell it to you. You're not like, I have a friend, he hands out flyers for these after hour clubs, and been doing that for 25 years for this guy. The guy that owns the club, he has a house, he has all this stuff, he's rich. My friend never gets nothing. He's a goylem. That's what a goylem is, like a putzer. It's a schlep rock. You're making somebody else rich. You're a goylem. I'm sorry. I'd rather have nothing than be treated like a goylem, okay? I'd rather have nothing. If you can't figure it out to make money for yourself and you're making other people rich, I'm sorry, you're a goylem. You're never gonna have. They're the ones that are controlling you. They're the leaders. They're the ones doing everything, and you're a schmick. You're nothing. I'm sorry. Delivery driver for Amazon. I'm sorry. You're a putz. You're a putz. You're helping build Jeff Bezos' pyramid. It's already built. You're just fortifying it. I don't know what you're doing. You're not getting any stock option. They're not giving you shares of it. If they did, that'd be a different story. But they don't. That's why you're a putz. Yep. Anyway, I tell it like it is. I tell it like it is, and people don't want to hear it. And I'm sorry. I showed by not responding to that guy's compliment. I will not allow you to impede my progress. Your compliment is supposed to stop me from what I'm doing to acknowledge you. I'm like a machine in my mind, like a robot kind of in my mind, okay? When I'm practicing. The robot has no emotions. The machine has no emotions. Thank you. I don't, okay? The machine just works, okay? That's how in my mind, how I think. Now, when I left the gym, that gay guy, whoever at the front desk, he tried again, but he upped the line. He goes something as I was trying to walk out. He made sure. He goes, he tried to get two lines out because he called me, "Have a good night, darling." Like he said that one, but he upped it this time. He said, how was your workout?" Like something as he tried to get a question out of me, and then he goes, "We will see you again, darling." Like he said, try to get it out twice, like and he made sure, like I don't stop, I keep a good pace, so he had to kind of raise his voice, so he thought I would hear it. No reaction out of me again, like a robot, like I said, and out the door. That's what it is. I know because it's either he could be sincere, it could be sincere, like trying to be nice, but it could also be what I call a shit test, a gay shit test. And what that is like he knows that you're straight. And what he's trying to do is get a negative reaction off of you so that he can get you complain to the management to get you out of there. Okay, believe me, I see beyond everything. Okay, I'm not saying I know everything, but I've been around long enough where I understand people's intentions and their motives. Look, the guy give me a compliment. It could be sincere. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Okay, I don't stop what I'm doing to appease you. Okay, if I'm in your way and you're working out, I will move, because it's important. You have to, you see this the fine line. You have to be respectful toward the gym members. I am. There's a huge difference. Respectful and then allowing something they're saying which is an irrelevant to phase you. Okay? There's a huge difference, and I know it all. Okay? Somebody sincerely needs to get by to work out and something like that. I'm the nicest guy. I'm sorry. After you, I let him go first. But irrelevant things, irrelevant talk. You really got a good strike there. Hey, Eugene, kind of. It's not even acknowledged. It's not even acknowledged. That could be looked at as reverse, like I'm using reverse psychology on people or whatever like that. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? I am on a mission, and the mission is life. And I'm sorry. Your compliments don't mean fucking nothing to me. And I don't have to tell them that because then you're creating a hostile situation. You'll complain to the management, whatever. You don't have to say zero, nothing, nothing. You don't have to tell them thank you. You don't have to say that because that thank you could be an opening. Now you're getting information. Oh, he said thank you. Are you a professional fighter? Are you see one thing could lead to another now. You opened it up. You opened it up. Let them wonder about me. Let them all wonder who I am. Okay? Who I am is not important. What I do is. Sorry, that's taken from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Christopher Lloyd, Klingon Commander Kruge. Who I am is not important. That I have them is. When they had Savick, David, Kirk's son, and Spock on the planet. I remember, and the Klingon, yeah, it was the other, whoever it was. John Larroquette, he was in that movie. Yep. Night Court. Wonder whatever happened to him. See, some people's, I almost said Richard Dean Anderson. I think it was Richard Anderson played the judge, right? Richard Mole, whatever. He was like the bailiff, whatever. The Marky Post, I remember she was in it. Whatever happened to these people, right? Yeah, could be short lived. You could be on something and then it runs its course, and then you're Wow, that's why these actors, when they strike when it's hot, they want to run with it as hard as they can, make as much money as they can, because they know you could be boxed out. You know, it might not become anything after. You know, not everybody's bankable and marketable. Not everybody is just that. You know, you could it could take forever, and you might never make it. There's no like hierarchy of it. There's people that have done it, have like they started. They were in MASH. What was it? Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne. He was in MASH in the '70s. You know, and look, Matrix and everything. You know, so or Blackish or whatever. So you know, there is some people that have hung around long enough that worked their way up, but there's a lot of people that were around that never did. That got haven't heard from them since. You know, who knows? I don't know why. Because I live in LA, so I equate everything to like entertainment and status and power. You know. You know, I talk about getting out of here, going to Vegas. You know, and the guy in my gym that I talked to goes, Michael, you talk about it. You're not going. You're gonna stay here. And I said, dude, number one, I'm not. You don't understand. I don't just talk about something. He goes, and he said, you're afraid to go there. Is afraid? He goes, wrong word, buddy. No, I'm not afraid. Okay, I'm just not in a position. You don't understand. Um, I told you I made some catastrophic errors. You know, I got a lot of balls, man, when it comes to like taking calculated risks. Okay, you know, people that gamble for a lot of money, even though they're, to me it's stupid. It takes a lot of balls to put all that money out there. You know, like now the idea in life is to make intelligent investments where you put a lot of money that you know it's like not the turn of a card or like the dip of the stock market or a cryptocurrency. You get into things that you're using like intellectual, not just speculation, but like the difference between investing, looking for deals, stuff you can turn. And the problem was I got into shit where I just took these big risks and I thought it was going up like this. It's going up. All right, all right, all right. And then it just, you don't know this. You don't know the dip. You don't know. And the problem is if it dips too much, you get a margin call. And you could, you don't put more money in, they close out your position. You get really fucked. So, so it goes. And then the cryptocurrency thing, the same thing with some of these altcoins, that looked like they were going, they just came out and then they're going up and then, what the fuck? I mean, here, I'm up 10,000 and fucking just, what? So fuck. I mean, I was trying to use leverage. Some wealthy people, that's what they do. They use tremendous leverage to be able to make the money, and and then they pay back whatever the loan is, and then they got the profit, the sizable amount. That for the sizable amount then can be worked on its own. But it's hard to get leverage, substantial money from a bank without, if you don't own any collateral, if you don't have a house or any property, they're not gonna. It's hard, to get anything. People are very tight, unfortunately. And if you don't have family or friends like me that have any money that would help you, uh, even when you find a deal, that's the biggest pain of all. Like I'll find deals sometimes, and expensive baseball cards. I call a friend, hey, look, I found a deal. And you go, it's not worth it. So you got to have access to the money on your own. And just take away from this that I hate it when this thing. Hold on, let's just wait. You're on your own, okay? You're on your own. You got family, good for you. They have money, they're gonna help you, good for you. But if you don't, you're on your own. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own. I know it sucks, but that's what it is. It's fucked up. Believe me, it's fucked up. I'm lucky that I have what I have here, but when you're content being poor, you're finished. You're finished. If you're content being poor, you're finished. Okay. Those people, those people have no bearing to me. They are non-existent entities. People in my building here, all of them. They all think about the same. They're content being poor. And I am not. I think differently. That's why I don't associate with any. Let me say I for a second to some of the neighbors that, but they gave up one way or the other. They have no drive like I do to get out of here, to make it better. That's just them. I don't care. I care about me, and that's what it is. You know. And I told that guy at the gym today. I told him like that. You know, I'm doing the best I can. It takes time. I'm not just talking. I'm not a talker. I'm a doer. And it takes time to repair your credit after you've leveraged, you maxed out 50,000. Trying to like get in the stock market, cryptocurrency, and that happens, you're fucked. Like it's borderline. I was borderline bankruptcy. I was like, okay, well, I'll wait 7 years. But no, I didn't. I fucking hustled hard on eBay, collectibles and stuff like that. And they, bought, sold, traded. I made 500, made 1,000 there. And I bought something, and I said, well, okay, let's hold on to that piece. Let's turn that. Let's buy. Let's see. And over the span of 2 years, I almost got out of the hole right now. I'm almost out. So it's like I see these condos for like 100,000, and it's like, okay, well, 20% down is 20,000. But it's not that simple. You got to get approved for a mortgage, and then they might want to see like your tax returns, all this kind of shit. So I'm still working on all that. And I'm almost out of the hole. So the thing, but I'm working on it. That takes time. It took me, the damage I did was almost catastrophic. Again, bankruptcy. I was looking it up. I was like, I'm 55,000 in the hole. I thought it was over. Like really. And I said, okay, wait 7 years. Hopefully by the time I'm 60, I was looking at 60 to get my own place and stuff like that. But no. So I'm almost out of that hole right now. And then I still got, I pretty much have enough for a down payment, but again, still, you got to be able to qualify for the mortgage. That's not that easy, like for whatever reason. I don't understand it. To me, it's like, if you've got guaranteed income every month of, let's say, $1,000 a month, and I know it's not that much, but let's say you got that. And so 100,000, you put 20% down, that's an $80,000 mortgage. 80,000 times 30 years plus whatever, 2.5%, whatever, you could figure it out. Comes out to like 620 a month. That's it. So even somebody like that's on low income, whatever, like they got $1,000 a month, then they can afford it. Well, you got to have money to live on. Well, it doesn't matter. Like it's believe it or not, I don't. You cut down on your food expenses. But my point is, I could afford the mortgage. I could afford it, and it doesn't matter though. Like you have to. The banks, they put it in a computer. The computer decides. Runs the algorithm and says if your score and this and that. And so, it sucks when it's possible, but you have to make it where it's overwhelming, where like the computer goes, okay, yeah, he's good. Like it's the computer, and the more you put down, of course, the better the odds go up. So that's what I do. Like I'm continually working on just, first climbing out of the hole, the credit card hole, which I used as leverage, which fucked me, and then going ahead. So that takes time. Like they say, you don't see the root, the seed actually starts growing under the soil. That's the hardest part. When it breaks through, the soil, goes in a plant or a tree or whatever like that. But when it's underground, the work's happening. The work's going on. You just don't see it. I'm sorry. I just think renters in general are suckers. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess I guess I can. I'm going to hold that contention. Um, I mean, I understand if you own properties and they're providing the income, passive income for you, and you renting, so you're living for free. Okay, you're not a fool, right? But there's something about like owning your own house, or at least your own condo. When you're a renter, now I'm not even talking about me, which is below, like government housing, welfare bill, whatever, like that's, below. And I just didn't know, like when I first moved in here like 14 years ago, this old woman told me, I thought she was joking. She goes, you're moving into like a concentration camp type living here. And I almost got into it with her. That was like the first day I moved in. And I was like, what the fuck? My grandparents were survivors. Go fuck yourself. What are you talking about? But the longer I started to live here, the more I started to understand what she was implying. So when you're like Section 8, whatever, especially like conventional housing, the voucher is one thing. That's above, because if you have an active voucher, you might be able to, you find a place that's a landlord that would accept it. So you're living around regular tenants, that you're not living in project based housing or whatever. So it is up a little, but still, like I have my friend that's not all there, that sends flyers. He had an active voucher, and the guy's almost 60 years old. He's never owned nothing, no property. He's got no money, nothing. You gotta own something, man. You gotta own something. Or you're just a schmeck. You're just a putzer. You're just watching the people up there. They got everything. You don't own nothing? You don't want a little piece of that? Take a little piece at least. Take a little. Don't be a slave. Don't be a goylem. Don't be a poor putz. I want it. I want. You know, there's an immense difference between owning even a small condo, like 100,000. I told you, in Vegas, it's like small. Than being in a good area. It's like being a bum in Beverly Hills is what I am. Borderline. It's a bishna charpa, is what they say in Yiddish. That means it's a crying shame. It's a crying shame. Now, I would love to stay in LA, but the problem is the chasm is too big. It's too great. I can't figure out in my mind how to make 800,000. I can't. I'm trying. It's just there's an immense difference between building your credit up enough to get to like 100,000, where you could find. Look, I can't even get a mortgage for 100,000. So you're telling me get a place here 700,000 or more, a million? Let's be realistic and practical here. Let's be realistic and practical. And plus, I told you how I feel about Las Vegas. The euphoric feeling of freedom. It's in Los Angeles right now. It's 4:20 in the morning. I'm up. I'm wide awake. Everybody's asleep right now here, outside, and all of Los Angeles. Wherever you go, it's nobody's out there. That's why I don't belong here. Not because I'm not gay, because it's just a societal. The whole thing in general doesn't function. Sorry, we're done with the tea. Like to finish it up. It gets hot out there. You know what? No place is perfect. LA has a lot of great things. A lot of great things. Conveniences, a lot of things. But it's not for everybody. And it's not for everybody that's not moving ahead, okay? To me, renting doesn't matter if you're spending 200 a month, hint hint, or spending 3,000 a month like my friends. It doesn't matter, okay? To a poor person, to somebody that will never have nothing, that's paying a little rent or whatever. That's a poor. That's a poor. They're happy. They're content being down here financially. That's a poor. That's a poor person's mindset. I never heard about that in any book. I've read Secrets of the Millionaire Minds, The Intelligent Investor, what Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, down the line of all them, Lead the Field, what's it got? Earl Nightingale, whatever. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. I read them all. I read them all. Okay. And not one of them really explains the real poor person's mindset like I just did. The content of paying little like pittance rent. To them, that's like a huge thing. And then my friends, I have two friends that spend $3,000 a month in the San Fernando Valley. I showed them. I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Your clients are online or whatever like that. There's a computer. You need a pull. It doesn't matter. What the hell are you doing there? You can't afford my own house. Go to some place where you can. Do you know what I've seen in Summerlin? I've seen in Henderson, the beautiful Green Valley, 400,000. Beautiful homes. Beautiful. But his logic, because he's a compulsive gambler, he's a GA2. He goes, get in an argument with my wife, I'd go play craps. I would go. They got meetings every hour there, okay? He's scared. He's, his friends are here, whatever, like that. 3,000 a month? You're making the landlords rich. You and everybody else, not just you. That's only 36,000 a year. But think about it. You got nothing if you're spending money like rent like that. You got nothing. Because unfortunately out here, the chasm, they allowed the prices to get that expensive. For whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not I'm not the amazing Kreskin. I don't have a crystal ball. Or who was the guy? When Johnny Carson did that, it was Karnak is what it was. Right, you are. Exactly. Yeah. What is, remember he took like the envelope, the amazing Karnak, whatever it was. Kreskin was another like guy that was like a hypnotist or whatever. Uri Geller was very, very popular in the late 70s. But he has been debunked as a fraud. The bending spoons thing, you can buy that trick. Actually, it's been proven it's a fraud. But hey, he did it in the 70s. He was way ahead of his time. As a magician, he made money off of that. But it's bullshit. You cannot bend objects except you get watches to start. Come on, man. Don't be a fool. And if he can. I'd like to see it personally, because I don't believe it, and it's not. He would be able to. It's just bullshit. He brings his own spoons or whatever. You're not bending, or he uses some type of liquid thing that bends. I've heard of this kind of shit, dude. Look, everything can be explained. Everything, and because if it's real, it can be explained, and if it's not, it can be explained. So. Most people are just stupid. I mean, they're gullible. They're easily fooled, and too bad for them. I'm sorry, but it's like you want to be better than most. You want to stick out from the 100, or the people in the crowd. You don't want to be in the crowd in the first place. The most successful people are either on stage or they're behind the scenes. The people in the crowd are the people that are paying. They're the ones that are giving you their attention. They're the ones that are watching. They're irrelevant. I guess they pay but they pay as a whole. That's where the money is made. What was that video? Say. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. It's a cute. I like the song. Say what you want, but don't. Yeah, I like. And then they're traveling hucksters. And there's the novelty acts, girl, I love you, cause I love you, baby. It's a cute. I like, so they go like you see they got this big guy like either the guy, you sir, would you like? And they have the potion, the fake whatever. And there's a guy, this big, he's in on the he's in on the con, and it's, yeah, step right, and it works, like, or they got some old guy that could, makes them feel really strong, yeah, it's just bullshit. They're con artists, and then when they do vaudeville, I like they're playing the acts and stuff like that. It's a cute video. Watch it sometime. It's good. Say. I think his wife, yeah, Linda McCartney was in it. Yeah, Latoya Jackson. It's cool. I mean, I already talked about my thoughts on Michael Jackson, but I just, I here I'll tell you. I never told you this before. Would you like to hear my meeting Paul McCartney story? Okay, this was interesting. Now I told you, if you go back a lot, when I met William Shatner in that nutrition store, right? He was like by himself. Well, I swear on my life, God is my witness. Not the same day, but I went into that nutrition store, and Paul McCartney was in there by himself. Okay, and I get up. He was right next to me in line by the cashier, and then I'm right next to him. And there's a woman right next to me, and she goes, "Is that him?" And I didn't know who. I really did not. And I swear, like he pays for something, and his voice. Once I heard him speak, I go, it could be like an impersonator or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. Like because I know the Beatles are, but people age. And he said something, and it's like I heard his voice, and I said, "Yeah, that's him. That's him." So he pays $100 bill, whatever, and he walks out the door. And I go to the cashier, "Can I please borrow a pen?" Right? So the cashier gives me a pen. I said, "I'll be right back." And he starts walking up. Ironically, the street was called Ettenberg, right? They have like I forget the name of the nutrition store. It's not there anymore. It's called Irwan, I think it was. And next door, next to Irwan, up Ettenberg, there's a couple like small little boutiques and stuff, like a fragrance place or something, a couple different things. I ran after him, and I took out a dollar bill with the pen. And I go, "Mr. McCartney," and he stops and he goes, and I was out of it. He says, "Is there any way I could get you to autograph? Can I get your autograph?" And he looks at me and he goes, "I normally don't sign, but you ran after me." So he signs the dollar bill to me. And then he jokes. He goes, "Is it going to be worth more?" And I said, I didn't know, but this is what I felt like. Then it came to me, and I go, "Mr. McCartney, there's like just one thing I want to tell you." And he's coming, like he's listening. And I go, "My favorite thing that you ever did," and he's like looking at me, "was say with Michael Jackson." And the second I said say Michael Jackson, I got a sulking look on his face, like, and I didn't know about the Beatles catalog that I didn't know that he had a falling out with him. I didn't know, right? But I got that expression of like this, and so it was over, right? Heather Mills, was he with the woman that had the leg amputee or whatever? She came out of the fragrance store. They got into like this brand new Corvette, and they drove away. I had the autograph authenticated by PSA. It was real, and it was really him. So that's my Paul McCartney story. And say. That's what I said. I told him. Now I've been fooled before. A couple of years ago, I thought, like on Sunset, I thought I saw Bruno Mars. This one guy, it was a lookalike. I didn't know, and I walked with him to like fair. I really thought it was him, and he wouldn't tell me. Like he came out of this place on Sunset called the Den. They have like karaoke there, so I thought it was him. Looked exactly alike. And so I went back to the day later. Security, I said, "Hey, do you know Bruno Mars was here?" And he goes, "That's not him. That's not him." And I was like, "Fuck," like that time that wasn't, but that Paul McCartney was and William Shatner was. So look, it is what it is. The guy was too tall anyway, and when I saw the Bruno Mars thing, he was supposed to be getting ready for a New Year's Eve show anyway, and he shouldn't have been there anyway. So I have been fooled before, and unfortunately, but those things do happen. I mean, that impersonator did give me some good advice, but it wasn't him. Um, yeah. Well, it's just the star power these people have. I mean, when you're that powerful. My friend goes, Mike, you think like, come on, Bruno Mars can be walking around by himself and stuff like that. And I said, look, I've heard stranger things happen. I mean, true story. Michael Jackson used to live in a condominium complex on Wilshire and Selby called the Westford on like a big tower, right? And what he would do sometimes, like 3 in the morning or 4, he would just come down. There's a bus stop right there with like a bench and stuff, and he would go. He'd cover himself up with a hat and a mask and the trench coat, and he would go sit at the fucking bus stop. That's what he would do. I heard even he would get on there on the bus sometime and go to downtown, like rarely, but he would. You don't know what people go. You don't know what people do. Okay, so you never know. You know. I used to take my bike there all the time, trying to meet him, but he already moved. I told you I wanted to meet that guy more than life itself. But it didn't happen that way. There's some autographs, brief kind of thing, but no real, like with Paul McCartney, no real with William Shatner. Like that was real. No Michael Jackson. It was close. It was close. Plenty of autographs that I sold. I have one that I kept. Don't want to. I know I show a lot of things and stuff like that, but sometimes you don't need to show everything. It's okay. Anyway, all right. It's been like an hour, so I hope that you came away with the narrative of man. It's a tough thing in society. Because people expect that response when they give you a compliment. They're expecting a response. Um, they're probably most people are going to think you're an asshole. Hopefully, maybe they just understand that you're focused. I just I want to be different. I'm not around. I'm not here to belittle anybody. I'm not here to belittle anybody. But unfortunately, in the chess game of life, you know, you have to be superior. You have to be stronger. If you look at it life like a chess game, a competitive thing where in chess there's only three things that can happen. You can win, you can lose, or you can draw, which is stalemate. You could have superior forces and still stalemate, or draw, same thing. You could be in a losing position and still draw. Many situations. But life is not chess. Because if it was, then Magnus Carlsen would be, the king of the world. He's a world champion at chess, but that doesn't mean he runs the. He's not Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett, or Trump, or whatever. Can you imagine the power that those guys have. Was it Trump that fucked Stormy Daniels? Gave her like 100 grand or something like that just for. I mean, I told you the Marlon Brando story. He's sitting in his bed. He's watching the news, and the weather girl comes on the news. He's looking at that and he goes, "Wow, let me get on my phone here." He calls the new. They calls the movie studio, the television studio. It's like local. It's a local thing. I think he's in L.A. here when he was alive. And he says, "Hey, this is Marlon Brando. Is there any way I could talk to like that weather girl? So when she'll be off like when after she's done doing that, she'll call you, whatever." And I shit you not, like 3 hours, 3 hours later, she was in bed with him. That's power, my friends. Believe it. Okay. Yep. Unbelievable. You know. I mean, that's not like my ultimate goal in life is to be able to see somebody on television and go, no. But I'm just telling you the way that shit goes down. You know, Trump saw this chick, whatever, Stormy Daniels, was really his type or whatever. Doesn't matter. Like he pays to get her there to do whatever he wants. Then I guess she decided, oh well, I could sue this guy. He's got a lot of money. 100,000. That's slim pickings. But she's stupid because what she could have done is could have milked him hard for like 100,000 here, 100,000 there. Repeat clients. You don't fuck people over like that. You're good paying customers. So, but a lot of those women are just stupid in general. I'm sorry to say they are. They might look good, but they're stupid. It takes some type of blankness and stupidity to fucking get fucked on camera, and then people watch it, and you have no shame or something. So you don't care about what other people think about you and your reputation. It's like, I'm sorry, like the porn industry is not a respectable job. They try to make it, but it's not. You know, there's plenty of beautiful people out there, and like there's those anomalies, I call them, that they do that shit. Yeah, they get paid and stuff like that, but you know, still whatever. It's. But I have to admit, I know I was belittling, but I told you, like, some of those women that I kind of grew up with watching, you know, it's like I love to meet them. But unfortunately, a lot of those women, everything changes. Their looks change. I told you, like Christy Canyon, whatever, she don't look like she did. She looks, for her age, she looks pretty good. But that doesn't matter. The marketability. It doesn't matter what kind of name you have. Come on, porn is about what do you look like. And actually, though, I'll tell you something. It is mostly looks, but there's something about a personality. There's something about, like, if you're on camera, let's move away from porn. Let's talk about. I told you, like, Weird Science, that movie, Kelly LeBrock. She was really pretty in that movie. She's really, really wow. But what makes her, what really, like, drives it home is her charisma, like the way she talks. Like, it exudes like sex. Like, go watch that movie. Highlights, YouTube that Weird Science, the original. Just watch, like, the way she talks. You Wyatt, like, and like, I mean, who kind of woman? What kind of woman, brings that kind of thing? Like, so it's like you got, yeah, it's gorgeous, but like, it's like over. It's more. It's I'm trying to think, like, today, what kind of woman, I have an open mind, but who does that? What kind of woman has what I would call the everything like that? Did Marilyn Monroe, I guess to the average person, Marilyn Monroe had it all, had it, okay? The body structure that appealed to the average man, and this bubbly type of personality. Boop, boop, beep, beep, kind of like a ditzy, but like, but no, but she's acting. She's good. Um, I didn't think she was attractive at all. Um, and if she was today, she wouldn't even be. It's kind of an amazing. She wouldn't even be nothing. But talking about the number one sex symbol of all time, maybe Cleopatra was, whatever. I don't know, but I'm saying of all time, of everybody says, who was the most famous woman ever in entertainment? They go Marilyn Monroe. There's no second. There's no equal. There's nothing even close, actually. There's like Marilyn Monroe, and then there's everybody else. Think about that. They said Elizabeth Taylor was pretty hot or whatever at the time or whatever. Just, okay, who it's all, I guess, based on the masses. Like, the best is who gets the most. Really, like, who's promoted the most? Again, Marilyn Monroe. There's no equal. There's nothing close. There's nobody like, you can't even say today there's one woman that, you forget about Marilyn Monroe. I say, okay, what about today? And they tell me one woman that's so far above everybody else that there's no equal. There is none. There is none. Okay, Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez. No, not even close. Of nothing. No. they're all in the same kind of like, the pot of what's pushed. Rihanna or whatever, I don't know, some of the actresses or whatever. There's nobody. Angelina Jolie. There's nobody that's like way above like that there's no equal to. There's nobody. But back then there was Marilyn Monroe and there was nobody else. There was people around, Sophia Loren, who's the one with the big tits? I'm sorry. Um, Fantastic Voyage. Her name will come to me. Still around. Damn. But anyway, there were beautiful women that were around back then when Marilyn Monroe was around too. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know. Who am I thinking of? Who's that fucking woman that was? She's like kind of arrogant. Kind of, she thinks she did like Foster Grant commercials. Oh, you don't go anywhere without my Foster Grant. It's I think she did the 1979 December Playboy issue. Is on there. Incredible body. Uh, that's what she was known for. Like the shapely. She was just, yeah. I got to admit, she was Raquel Welch. I'm sorry, Raquel Welch is what I was thinking of. But still, yeah. But she's not mentioned in the company of Marilyn Monroe. Not even close. She couldn't hold her bra. They couldn't hold anything, her dress or anything. And there's no anybody says that you think Jennifer Lopez is like the modern. No, no, and no. She wishes. That's like her ultimate dream. Is like she wishes she was so far above everybody else. No, they always call her like a beautiful Latina actress. It doesn't matter. She's not the one. She's the representative of the Latina people, Latina women. She's up there. But there's other women too. But she's regarded as way up there, but not universally known as the number one superior beyond, and there's everything else. No, she's not. Okay. Anyway, but I think about that and I say to myself like, it's just, I wouldn't even, if I saw a woman that looked like Marilyn Monroe walking down the block today, I wouldn't even I wouldn't even try to hit on her. I wouldn't even try. She's nothing. Like I know. I'm sorry. I'm be honest. And that's from a pickup guy. Like I wouldn't even try. She's nothing. Like I'm sorry. I've seen all the 7 Year Itch. Now think about this. Think about this. Those movies that Marilyn Monroe did, whatever the bus stop or 7 Year Itch, that's her all done up with makeup and hair and everything. And that means they're looking at their absolute best of the best of the best. And even then, they don't look like she don't even look like nothing. Can you imagine when all that shit comes off? She look like nothing. She's nothing. Fat, whatever, nothing. Like I wouldn't even. It's amazing. Like that's the best. You're telling me that was the best? Who the fuck? It's amazing. At least I got to admit, like you look at like Angelina Jolie, for example. I guess when she did some of the movies like Tomb Raider or Mr. and Mrs. Smith or something, I guess she gets in shape for it. She's naturally very, very thin, but I guess like they get her to work out, put on a little bit of size, because she's so bony that, she needs that weight, because too skinny is like anemic. It's not attractive. It's horrid. Like it's like it's amazing. Like some of these models, I don't even watch any of that stuff because these women they show them they're like bony. They have no expression. They walk down the runway. I can't even get my dick hard. I can't even. It doesn't. I don't get excited. Like I look at my friend goes Victoria's Secret women. I go, that doesn't do nothing. Those women are they're not bony thin, but like a lot of them, they're nothing special to me. Like, I'm sorry, that's just my own opinion on it. Like I have my taste. I have different tastes for different kind of women that I find very attractive, but a lot of them is just like, I wouldn't do it. And the guy in the gym told me today, the Israeli guy I talked with, he goes, he sees me working, he goes, you have very good taste. You have very high expectations. And I go, you damn fucking right I do. You damn fucking right I do. I want something that's like really, wow, I want to be impressed. So, that's just how I think. I'm sorry. Like, if not, then it's not a big deal, especially you get older. You want something, a great reward, something like, wow, like an incredible experience. Uh, that's how I think. I mean, I'm sorry. And you tell that to women, they go, get off your high horse. Then fuck you. You're jealous. You fucking sense of entitlement. And then when time catches up to you, you ain't gonna body ain't gonna fucking hold. Those young, a lot of young people, they just don't know that. They don't know that. They dress really as women and give them the attention they want. They tell you to fuck off. That's the problem with nightlife. Nightlife is like your chance, right, to be kind of brazen, and then they punish you for being like that. So I said, you know what? During the day, I'm gonna be, fuck societal norms. I'm gonna be brazen during the day. Then if I see what I like, and I do it usually by gawking, by staring. Like, again, what does that do? Like you want to pick up, but you know how many times I see guys holding the women's hands they're walking. I know it. I mean, it's just like it's hard, like it's hard. Now, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it feels like it's damn near impossible. Fuck. Sorry, just like, it's in my ear, but it's hard. It's hard to be different, not successful. When you're successful and different, it's easy. Yeah, you got to deal with whatever people, but you know what? They get their needs met fairly easily. They got power and leverage and money. I don't want to be some famous. I'm not trying to become famous. I mean, I don't know how many of those people tried. Robert Downey Jr. was in Weird Science, okay? That didn't blow up his career. It took him years after, and he did Dr. Doolittle and the Chaplin movie, which I've never seen. I heard it was really good. Charlie Chaplin was unfucking believable. Okay? What made Charlie Chaplin unfucking believable was that he wrote, starred, produced, directed. He was like a one man machine. He came up with the tramp character and everything. Okay? You just see him, starring and stuff like that. The guy made it all happen. Okay? Listen to that speech at the end of The Great Dictator. Okay? Guy's fucking genius. Transcended from the tramp character. I have, like, on VHS, Modern Times and City Lights. There's the one that is like the gold digger or whatever. He's like prospector or something. That's funny too. But those Modern Times and City Lights. Yep. The Great Dictator I already mentioned. I know there's others, but King of New York was like the farewell. Him and his son was in it. But just anyway. All right. Well, I hope that you appreciated this one. We tried. Got to take my gym clothes. I throw it like in the dryer sometimes to get that. It's fucking amazing. Amazing how soaked, how wet that was. But it feels good. There's something about, like you challenging yourself in life. It builds cojones, builds cycle you're smart, like chutzpah. You only get so much time while you're here. And the older you get, the less time you're going to have. Do something about it. Don't be average. When someone says something to you, and if it means nothing, Don't even acknowledge their presence. Be different. Be better. Okay? Be better. Till next time, Warrior Junior, hoping you will try to become better. At least try.